Cast your mind back.
Carlton is tonight reeling after massive penalties for salary cap breaches.
The Blues were a club in crisis.
And a very deliberate scheme to hide payments and to deceive the AFL.
There was only one way to go.
Carlton has hit rock bottom.
We've got to win guards with back-to-back wooden spoons.
So the Carlton hierarchy set about ticking all the right boxes. First, fix the finances. Lock in the coach. Get number 1 draft picks.
Can't believe it.
Kicks it long. Cruiser.
Make boutique trades. Build the new stadium. Hire the captain. Make the 2009 mantra. But now there are more question marks than ticks.
They have defeated Carlton by a very comfortable margin in the end.
They've lost Jared Waite, Fev's lost his mojo, and the club that said it was coming is in danger of going nowhere. Tonight they must beat the Eagles to keep their season on track. And West Coast themselves are following a plan, blooding young talent as their future.
Young Selwood! Young Selwood!
As for Carlton's hierarchy, they've ticked their boxes. But this one is up to the players.
Adam Hunter's 150th game leading out West Coast Eagles. Remarkably, they haven't played Carlton in Melbourne since 2004, and this is the first time these two teams have played one another at this stadium. West Coast haven't won away from Subiaco since round 21, 2007. It's been a long, long time. I'm joined by John Worsfold. Thanks, Woosha. Woosha, you said you'd copped the skill errors last week, but you didn't like the drop-off in intensity. How have you managed that this week?
Just the players were aware of it. You know, they were very aware of it straight after the game and very disappointed. So they've been waiting for the opportunity to get back out there.
Lacrosse starts on the interchange. Does that mean you're loading up forward with height?
We're going to have some height up there at various times, but keen to get Lecker fresh, ready to come on and have an impact fairly early in the game.
Does Adam Silver get Judd early?
Stingline will probably take him early, but there'll be a bit of tag teaming going on.
Wish you good luck. All the best, mate.
Thank you.
Thanks for your time. Up to you, Dennis.
Yeah, good on you, Bruce. So the Blues coming out onto the ground, coming off what was a bad loss in Adelaide last week. Their record currently is 4-5. Desperate for a victory tonight. Chris Judd leading them out, number 5. Had only 19 possessions last week, and by his lofty standards, not his best effort by a long shot. So Carlton onto the ground here at Etihad Stadium for Friday Night Football, and Lee Matthews joins me now. And Lee, more bad news for the Blues in as much as they've lost their most versatile player.
Well, I think most people think that Carlton's tall defence is a bit vulnerable. That's why the Eagles will put Hyde in there, and Waite is able to float around that area and help in that particular part of the ground. So he'll be a major loss, I think, for Carlton.
And Nathan Buckley, looking at the Eagles, they get back their most versatile player, Adam Hunter.
Yeah, traditionally a key defender. He has been thrown forward at times, and as we've just heard from John Worsfold, if they're going to go tall, he'll probably be part of that. Mark Lacroix on the bench has kicked 20 goals in 8 games. He's been their leading goal scorer, and a little bit of youth in McNamara and Swift to come in to support Stingline. Quite a solid inclusions for the West Coast Eagles.
18-year-old Tom Swift makes his debut. Carlton 4 changes. Brad Fisher is back in their team at centre-half forward.
And a potential goal kicker. He normally plays as that third tall out of the forward pocket, but Carlton are really paying the price for some close loss. They had a really bad game last week against the Crows, but apart from that, it's really the close losses mean they're 4-5 and they're really under pressure to be up in that top half dozen.
And a man who gets another chance tonight needs to grab it in both hands.
Well, he's the type of player of the size and shape, I guess, of Jared Waite, but without maybe the football knowledge to be able to get to the right spot. Played some very good footy at fullback, but he'll fill in a lot of positions.
Okay, gentlemen. Brendan Favola, 2 goals in his last 3 games. What happens tonight?
Well, he has been used in a different role. Brett Ratton admitted during the week that he was trying to roll his team up to support his defence, and they probably went too far down that half. Now, Brendan Favola played out of the 50 that we normally see him leading up out of the goal square, but he played upfield. He's kicked just 2 goals, 6 in that time. There's a game against Adelaide. He had 20 touches. He's only done that 2 times in his career, but they'd much prefer him getting the ball down the other end. I think the best forward structures, Franklin and Roughhead, Riewoldt and Kazitsky, even Geelong, when they play Mooney, they try and have a second tall in Lonergan, Hawkins or Gamble to play that secondary role. I think Carlton are looking for that. Although they haven't found anyone yet, I think they have to persist, because to be dangerous with this fella in the forward line, you need a foil.
Well, they're relying on Favola. They go to him about half the time they go forward. But frankly, I think Brendan is a really good conventional leading full forward out of the goal square. Pretty average player anywhere else.
Darren Glass, if he goes deep into attack, we're talking about Favola.
He's not going to have an easy opponent.
No, he's not.
Glass is going to take Favola, and he's a really top quality
Recently
defender.
turned 28, in top form at the present time. And Bryce Gibbs, one of 3 #1 draft picks for Carlton, playing tonight. We'll talk to them all at half-time. Nathan Buckley's got that honour. But coming up, Friday night football, looking forward to this one at Etihad Stadium. It's Carlton and the West Coast Eagles. Stick around.
Mate, just a bit disappointed. Once I sort of go to a few games, and probably a bit difficult to watch. I don't really like watching football at the best of times, so especially watching your teammates go out there. It's never been a joy of mine watching your teammates when you're injured, because it didn't really hurt as much as what I've been told, and didn't swell up too bad. So I had a little bit of confidence going in. It wasn't too bad, but obviously once Doc did the scope and all that, sort of turned out a bit worse than what first thought. Yeah, obviously I've got a fair bit of rehab and to get my body back to where it was. It won't be back this year. I don't think there's much point. Just sort of get it right, and don't really want to do it again. So I'll do everything right. It's a 10-month injury, 12-month injury, so it'll probably be looking round 1.
Jared Waite, op went pretty well, they say, yesterday. Toss of the coin.
Sebastian, coin. Jody, the best one. All right, Adam, your call. Tails is the call. And we've got a head.
So Chris Judd and Adam Hunter, and Sebastian Clark was the young fellow who tossed the coin. That's Ron Clark, the great Ron Clark's grandson, and his father is a director here of the Carlton Footy Club. As we go down to Tim.
Yes, well, one man the Eagles need to stand up tonight is Daniel Kerr. He's their #1 midfielder. Last week, even though he got plenty of the ball, he was down on his efficiency rate. He was down around the 60%, so he wasn't as clean by hand and by foot as what he normally is. At his best, he can roof the ball from the stoppages. We've seen him do that so many times, and then he can get into some really clear space and break the lines. He is an inside midfielder. We know that. He's tough, he's hard, he likes it in there. He's a good tackler. But with the departure of Judd and also Cousins, the game has become a lot more complicated for him on the field. He gets that hard tag job. Perhaps it'll be Joseph that goes to him tonight. As we can see the players already exercising a little bit of the strength there. Not too much in that, but it means probably we're in for a very interesting start as we see one of the players already tumble over. Back to you, Bruce.
Thanks,
West Coast
Tim.
3, waiting for the light.
So West Coast 3, waiting for the light, we're told. An explosive start. Murphy, one of those #1 draft picks.
He's trying to suck him in. He copped I didn't see it, but he's obviously caught one in the breadbasket, and he's fairly badly winded. But, not a great way to start a match.
Nikoski gets the football and drives it inside the forward 50. Judd was up, spilt it. Embley knocks it goalward. Stevens falls on top of it. Immediately claimed.
No, let it go.
You suspect it's very early on. It was a... See what happened early, pushing Chubb.
Well... bounce about 25 metres out. What do you say? Gibbs. Simpson.
Murphy, didn't we?
I think what you can say is that both of these teams weren't prepared to take a back step. It looked like to me like the Eagles were the instigators of that. They want to make a stand early in this match.
Bauer to the opposite pocket. Stevens is running.
Yours, mate.
Kicks him outside the defensive 50. Well done by Leach. Came to meet it. Ricochets though back to Stevens. Bad luck for the Eagles. Floats one towards the wing, and Cox over the top of Cruiser. Plays on to Hearn, who can kick it a long way.
And kicks it beautifully to Embley inside the 50.
Just 1.5 metre in front of you.
So let's have another look. So Thornton
same side
against Rosa.
And that's where the free kick was paid. And this was after just a little bit behind the umpire.
in the no-go zone.
So Embley has already been an explosive start. This would be a terrific start for the Eagles, but he's missed it badly. It's a poor kick, and it's been a problem for them, their efficiency with kicking.
We talk about the explosive start. You did speak to John Worsfold, said that you mentioned skills and he mentioned